All right. I made it a little early today, guys. That's unusual for me. But we I've been sitting here talking with April a little bit before we started the show, and looks like it's going to be a pretty good show coming up. I was telling her the weather here in Oklahoma is miserable. It's raining, it's windy, it's cold, and my allergies are, I think, trying to put me down. So it's one of those kind of days. But she's going to talk about something today that I've never spoke about. We're going to talk about she had an encounter with I believe a Mothman, and I've read about the Mothman, and I'm not going to lie, that thing's scary. Uh, Something I hope I don't never run into for sure. Uh, let's see, we got 7 people. I'm going to let some people go ahead and come in. We are still a little bit early. So this happened to you your whole life, April?
Yeah, basically.
That's the way it kind of was for me too. It's like couldn't get away from it.
Yeah.
I remember being so scared sometimes I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, for real.
Made me want to go hide under the bed. Hey everybody, good to see you. Hey Red Tick Hound, Sky King's here, Lanita's here, April's here, Brian's here. Yeah, we got people starting to filter in now. They're see, I beat everybody today. That's usually unusual. I'm usually the one running late. Trying not to run late, I should say. I'm usually always late. Let's see. My nose is running faster than I can eat it. Not really. But no, we're I try to lighten the mood. Lighten the mood.
Yeah.
We're serious enough all week, right?
Yeah, for real.
Let's see. We got 25 people in here now. And I wrote down some questions I actually had for you tonight because I don't know much about the Mothman, and uh, I kind of wonder sometimes if maybe I've had run-ins with him and I just didn't know it.
Yeah, you could have.
'Cause I think that happens to us a lot of times too. We don't realize what we're actually seeing, so we blame it on something else maybe. There's Cynthia and Brandy. I'm jealous of your weather you're having though. I wish it was warm here. I would be fishing.
Yeah, I've been outside all day enjoying it.
I don't blame you. I want to go fishing so bad.
Yeah.
I'm ready to eat some catfish.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sky King says he was living in West Virginia when the bridge fell in Point Pleasant.
Oh, wow. That was
Yeah.
terrible. What happened?
And a lot of people's excited about the Mothman.
I know that's the scariest I've ever been, I think.
I think I would be too. Brandy said catfish is her favorite fish, period. Brandy, it is mine too. Uh, Gar runs a close second, though. If you've ever ate gar. And if you eat gar, be careful because their eggs are actually poison to us. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Yeah, they're the only fish here in Oklahoma. I don't know about other states, but here in Oklahoma, they're the only fish that their eggs will make us sick.
Okay.
Let's see here. My nose is itchy. Well, we're at 40 people, so I guess we can go ahead and start. It's after 6 o'clock, and then the rest of the people they can jump on in. So I'm going to go ahead and let you tell your story, how you encountered him and everything. And
Okay.
then whenever you get done, I'm sure I'll have a million questions and probably so will everybody else.
Okay, that's
but
fine.
but the floor is yours.
Okay. It all started, it was about 10 o'clock one night, and I was going across the railroad tracks out on Highway 25. And as I come across the railroad tracks, it's a bridge just almost right past the tracks that you have to cross. And I noticed to the left of me, squatted down like this black figure out of, in the corner of my eye. So that caught me off guard. I was like, well, what is that? And as I come up on him, I guess it was a he, I'm not sure. But, that's what it looked like. But as I come up on him, all of a sudden he stood up, and he was solid black, a blackness. I'm talking about a dark black, the blackest thing I've ever seen in my life. Just when he stood up, he pulled his arms out, and it was these humongous wings. I mean,
Oh, wow.
just huge. And the wings, when they come out, his arms were like muscular from the shoulders down to the elbow, and then it was like kind of like a bone or something, like it just got slender in the arms down the wings. And at the end of the wings was two claws on each wing at the end, two little, just like claws coming off.
Uh-huh.
And on the face, like where the mouth and stuff was like a beak thing coming out. And then the eyes were turned down, and they were like like fire, like an orangish red, like it looked like flames just burning, like you just lit a fire out in your yard or bonfire or something. It's the only way I know how to explain the eyes.
Right.
Reddish, orange looking. And as I come over the bridge, this thing, he just stood up and had his wings out and just took off, like flying towards my car. I was in a 97 Ford Mustang. And out the corner of my right eye, I caught whipping through the trees the most beautiful whiteness I have ever seen in my life. I mean, it just, the cleanliness, whiteness I've ever seen. Just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Right.
Comes zipping across, out, like around the trees really fast. Flew over the hood of my car. And it's like time stood still when all of this happened. It's like time stopped. It was 10 o'clock. I remember looking at my clock over the radio in my car. And it's as if time stood still. It's like I just stopped. The car wasn't moving or anything when all of this went on. Well, it was an angel. And this angel, I couldn't see anything in the face. It was like the face was blurred. But you could see he had a robe on, a white robe. Everything was white. And he was glowing, the most beautiful whiteness, like I said. But you could see his hands, and I say that's what it looked like a man's hands. Right. And then the feet, that's all you could see. I couldn't make out the face. And he opened his robe up, and when he did, his robe extended from the very front of the hood of my car, like the top of my car, all the way down the driver's side to the very end of my car, covered my whole car on that side. And as he opened the robe up, he swallowed up this thing in the robe and brought it to his chest. And as that happened, I heard gnashing of teeth and the most god-awfulest screams I've ever heard in my life. And I remember at that moment saying, Jesus, right. Because, I remember that. And after that happened, he pulled it to him into his chest and everything, and the gnashing of the teeth and the screaming and everything. Excuse me. And after that happened, it's as if time started back, and it was like 10:05. It's going to turn into 10:06. Like it had just flipped to 10:06, like from 10:05. So I lost 5-6 minutes where I was sitting there, like we were stopped, and then I was at the top of the hill up from there. And at the top of the hill from there, and excuse me, okay, I'm back, I'm sorry. But at the top of the hill, and everything. I noticed the type, but everything, it was gone. The angel had got rid of this thing, and I was like, I remember shaking and crying and thanking God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit for saving my life. And Lord, I just want folks to know these things are dangerous and they're demons, and that we're in a spiritual warfare right now.
Was you able to see the face of the black one?
Yeah, the only thing I could really make out of the face was like the big thing coming off, like where the mouth is, like where the nose and mouth. It was like, I have to see if I can draw it or something. But it was just like a beak coming out that was kind of like a toucan. Is that what you call a dude off the Fruit Loop box?
Right.
Kind of, how their beak is starting and curve down. It was like that, and it was like that's the only way I know how to describe it. It was like that, but I couldn't make out anything underneath, the way that curved down or anything, and then just the eyes, the flaming orangish red eyes.
Wow.
And it was solid black, just jet black, dark black.
Did it make any noises or anything?
Not when it flew towards my car, but after that angel got a hold of him, he did.
Was you alone?
Yeah, I was by myself.
That makes it even scarier, huh?
Yeah, I was having to go to town that late because we live, far away from 20 minutes away from town. Right. And I had to go into town for everything closed to get a few things, and nothing had happened.
Did anything happen after your sighting? Like after you had this?
You mean like the same night, or
just like anything you think it might have been related to like the encounter?
Not really.
So
not that I can. Huh?
So it kind of like once that was took care of, it was gone, huh?
Yeah, it was gone. And now that I think about it, though, a lot of deaths happened right there in that very spot. Car accidents.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people died right there. But after that, there have been no more car accidents there or anything.
That's pretty strange.
Yeah.
That's pretty strange.
No more. And the girl had just died 2 weeks before there. She hit a tree and was threw out the windshield of her car, and it killed her.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. So, do you live out in the country?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Middle of nowhere, huh?
Yeah, middle of nowhere. We have to drive 20, 25 minutes just to go to a Walmart or anything.
Right. So, has anything else happened? Like, any other weird things happening down around your house, or?
Oh, yeah, I've had all kinds of stuff. I've seen shadow figures. I've seen them in the woods. I mean, tree breaks, like traps, blinds, footprints.
Sky King wants to know if you remember what the moon was that night. Do you remember what the
No,
moon was?
No, I don't. I don't remember what the moon was. I sure don't. I wish I did.
Yeah. So have you ever had like the Dogman encounter?
Have I ever had a Dogman encounter?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I sure have.
I've heard they're pretty thick down around your area.
Yep, they sure are. The heart of the Chickasaw Nation. They are.
So, what do you think they are, if you were to guess?
Me? They're all the same being. They all come from what we call the Squatch. They're just mutations.
I've kind of wondered that myself. Like, are they all the same, and they're just different because of location?
It's from what the female eats. It like whatever is most abundant in your area. So like I had more coyotes, wolves in my area, whatever. They're gonna come out looking like what you call the Dogman. I have a lot of birds in my area, so you just heard my encounter of the Mothman.
Right.
All right, then
Have you ever had one talk? Like, have you ever heard one talk?
Yes, and I've had mine speak too. And I've been struck by infrasound.
What did they say to you when they verbally spoke? What was like? Was it like
They, hey, just hey,
one word?
one word, hey.
That's what I run into is one word.
Yep, one word.
What about whenever they mind spoke with you?
Just, hey, hello. Hello. That's what I heard. Hey in my ear. And then I had something bend down and I could feel the breath off of it, but I couldn't see it. Whisper in my right ear and say, hey.
Oh, wow.
And it sounded like a woman.
Wow. So, I've wondered too, because I've always wondered why are they only, why do they only say one word? And that's all I've ever heard them say was one word.
Yeah.
I always thought that was really strange. Have you ever had them like try to get in your house, scratch on your house, beat on your house, or any of those kind of things?
Not that I know of, I haven't. I hadn't not like been on my house, or I've seen shadow figures in my house and had to do a spiritual cleansing with cedar and stuff. But I hadn't like really seen one in there. Like, not that I know of now.
Right. Do you think that if you were outside, do you think they would hurt you, or do you think they would just try to scare you?
Oh no, I have Jesus with me. Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit. They ain't touching me.
Right.
I'm good.
But they would probably like to hurt us, I think.
Oh yeah, they hate us. They want to be like us.
That's what I've thought too, because we have the option of loving Jesus. They don't.
Yeah.
Have you ever had anything at your house moved or anything like that? Like things around your yard moved around, or?
Let me think about that. No, I don't think so.
I know a lot of times they'll move stuff at my granny's. They would always move stuff, and they would always like scratch on the house, beat on the windows, just all that kind of stuff. It would drive us crazy.
I bet.
We was always like couldn't believe what was going on.
Yeah. Now, when I stayed in Bibb County with my mom, I had them trying to peek through the bathroom window, and my little he was 4 or 5 at the time, grandson, I think he was 5. My little grandson came running out of the bathroom, and he said, Meemaw, that's what he calls me. Uh-huh. He said, there's a hairy person or hairy man at the window talking to me. And that freaked me out. So I jumped up, because I believe children, they're innocent, and they're not going to make something up like that, especially the terror on the child's face.
Right.
And so I got up and went there, and I, pulled the blinds up, opened even more where I could see better and everything. I didn't see anything out there. But that terrified me.
A friend of mine, he didn't believe in ghosts. And him and his wife, they bought it was an old church. And they moved into the old church. And their little boy ended up getting an imaginary friend. And they thought it was normal.
Oh, my.
They thought, oh, he's just, he just has a friend, Donald, it was in Alabama is where she's at. And, it just, they didn't think nothing about it. Well, later on, their little boy started telling them, like, the man outside the window, he wants me to kill Mama.
Hang on for a minute. I ain't mean to cut you off. I might be having something going on right now. Is that because I'm outside? You hear all that? You hear that?
I can't hear anything. You got something calling?
I got, they acting up. Down at the neighbors, I know where it's coming from.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we've been having activity around here. I've been trying to keep tabs on all my neighbors and everything, so I might have to go down there.
Okay. Well, if you have to go, you just let us know.
Yeah, I will.
We always want safety first.
Yeah. Yeah, but divine intervention. Yeah, that comes over anything.
That's right. But it was telling her to, or him to kill his mom. And one night, my cousin went over and they got up and they seen an old lady sitting in the front room rocking a baby. And
oh wow.
Yeah, it was a demon rocking a baby. So they left that house. They got out of that house.
I don't blame them. I would too.
Yeah, they moved. All right. So, do you hunt these creatures? Do you like investigate them or anything?
I track them to push them back away from my area.
Right. Do they build a lot of structures in the woods around your place?
They did. They don't no more. Not around my place, but around neighbors. Where I have got my whole neighborhood together. This is very important. I need people to listen. And push your wood lines back, because these things make blinds. And like your widowmakers in the trees, look up in your trees and watch for widowmakers, because I done found 2 in my yard today.
You think they was doing it to try to hurt you?
Oh yeah.
So you've made some enemies.
Yeah, they hate me, but that's okay.
Yeah, we don't care if they like us or not.
That's right.
So is that pretty much the gist of your encounter, pretty much?
Yeah.
I want to see if anybody has any questions for you tonight. I wanted to talk about the Mothman because I never have, and I'm glad you shared it with us. If anybody in the comments tonight would like to, if they have any questions, TCR44, he wants to know, what is a widowmaker?
It's a tree limb that has been broke off, like from somewhere in the tree, and it like a dangle down, or like they can, like, let's see, the one over here on my side yard that was on there, we got down, had like a fork in it, and it was broke off the top of the tree, and it was sitting directly, forked in the center of the fork over another tree limb. Where, if you walk up under it, because most folks don't think to shake their trees, wind blows or whatever, say one of them grabs it and pushes it off on your head, it'll kill you.
Right.
That's a widowmaker.
Wow. And does anybody else have any questions for her? Looks like there's not a lot of questions. So that's pretty much the end of your encounter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, we're going to do a short one tonight. I wanted y'all to hear her story about the Mothman. I thought it was interesting. I may look further into it and try to see if I can maybe come up with, an investigation on it, and kind of, because I'm wanting to learn about it also. And,
yeah.
And we got a question. Red Tick Hound wants to know, was there any street lighting nearby when you saw the Mothman?
Oh, no. It was pitch black dark. The only lighting was my headlights.
And Brandy said, was it clear skies?
Yeah.
Clear skies?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your story. And I'd like to ask everybody out there right now, my aunt right now is in intensive care. And we need prayers for her. And I would appreciate all the prayers for my aunt. She's fighting pneumonia right now, and it's a strong battle. She's in intensive care right now, and I'd just like to ask you all just to say a prayer for her. And
I sure will. I'll pray for her.
Sure, we would sure appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody joining today. I appreciate you all being here supporting us. I did get the YouTube membership put up that I'd been asked about, so now you can be a member of the channel if you'd like to. It's under the videos. All you have to do is click join, and we'd be glad to have you as a member if you're able to do that. If not, a like is always enough. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us, and as always, keep your head on a swivel and don't be something's dinner for sure. And thank you very much, April, for coming on the show and sharing your experience.
Okay, thank you so much. You're welcome.
Well, we sure appreciate it. And
Yeah.
we're going to get out of here in April. I'm going to let you say goodbye or whatever you want to say, and I'll let you have the floor.
All right, everybody have a great night and God bless.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.